If you join me in waiting for that major refresh in Apple products this year, apparently that's not going to be the case. Because yeah, it looks like the current situation might affect Apple in more ways than just in this year's iPhones. The LG Velvet was finally announced after all the leaks, but we still do have some questions. And even with the major delays that are happening right now, apparently the Microsoft Duo will not be affected. I'm Jaime Rivera, and according to Diego, that rain noise that I'm hearing right now, you won't hear it, so I shouldn't complain. And the other is he says that I need to stop making day jokes, as if he has any clue what day it is today. This is Pocketnow Daily. The official news today begin with deals, and actually some very compelling ones, again, starting with Apple. Let's begin with the MacBook Air. It's currently $100 off, leaving it at $1,200 for the Intel Core i5, 8 gigs of RAM, and 512 gigs of storage variant, but that's only for the gold color. You can also get $50 off for the other color variants, though. Now, the Razer Blade Stealth 13 Ultrabook is $200 off, leaving the Intel Core i7, 16 gigs of RAM, and 256 gigs of storage variant for $1,300. That's a really good steal. The Motorola One Action is also $233 shipped after an $116 discount, and we've also got deals for Bose speakers, Hisense TVs, which are some of my favorites, and more in the links in the description. Let's move the spotlight over to MediaTek, as the company yesterday announced their new gaming chip, the Helio G85, but we've also got updates when it comes to their 5G platform. The company is refreshing their Dimensity line with the new Dimensity 1000 Plus. This new SoC will debut on Vivo's sub-brand iQOO, and I hope I pronounced that right, with support for 144Hz on the display soon. Besides the 144Hz, it also brings a new Hyper Engine 2.0 to boost performance and power efficiency. It also has dual mode for 5G, meaning support for 2 SIM cards simultaneously with 5G, and it also brings new video capabilities like converting SDR video to HDR, allowing for better quality than HDR10 Plus and more. It actually continues getting to be more and more of a flagship chip. Obviously, we can't wait to give it a try to tell you more about how it performs in the real world. Now let's talk about Xbox. You know, it's funny, but Diego told me today that it finally seems like if PlayStation is going to have to catch up to Xbox, and it has everything to do with what got announced today. Microsoft just had their Xbox 2020 show where they unveiled their new Optimized for Xbox Series X badge. As the name suggests, these are games that take full advantage of the Series X new specifications. The key upgrades are improved visual quality with support for 4K gameplay with frame rates up to 120 frames per second. This will be powered by the DirectX raytracing feature, which creates more realistic environments with better lighting conditions. Other improvements are significantly better loading times and smart delivery. We have a full list of games that are supporting these new features in the description, but yeah, it seems that it might be a good time to actually consider Xbox for the first time, in my case. And speaking of Microsoft, let's talk about the company's roadmap and future. I mean, we know their plans with Windows 10X supporting dual displays and everything that they're going to do in between to achieve that, but obviously, you need the dual display hardware first. And sadly, with this whole pandemic issue, it's led people to believe that the Surface Neo and Surface Duo would be facing major delays. But according to supply chain sources, that won't be the case. The Surface Duo apparently won't suffer any delays and is still on track to launch on 2020 in the holiday season, but details like availability are still a mystery. This will most likely happen in the holidays, but obviously we're wondering exactly if anything is going to change because, I mean, that Snapdragon 855 is going to be almost 2 years old by the time that pretty much happens, so hopefully that won't be the case. It's finally here. It feels like Christmas. The LG Velvet was finally announced after all the leaks, and I'm sure that Diego wrote this on the script to make fun of me, and for you to do the same. But yeah, the phone brings a 6.8-inch POLED display with Wacom stylus support with up to 4096 pressure levels. It is powered by the Qualcomm Snapdragon 765G, 8 gigs of RAM, 128 gigs of UFS 2.1 storage, a 4300 mAh battery, an in-display fingerprint scanner, and IP68 certification. We got triple cameras at the back that include a 48-megapixel main sensor, an 8-megapixel ultra-wide, and a 5-megapixel depth sensor, along with a 16-megapixel selfie camera. The Velvet is currently available in South Korea in 4 color variants, but then once you look at the price tag, it's the equivalent of $734. We have no details on when it will launch to other markets, but $734 for mid-range specifications. Alright, let's see how that goes. But finally, the most interesting news today have to do with Apple's roadmap as well and what we should expect. I mean, for the longest time we've been talking about two major things that are coming. More cameras and some design changes on the iPhone, and on the other end is that mini LED technology and how that will revamp the iPad and the MacBook lineup. It's one of the major reasons why I've decided not to upgrade my MacBook Pro, because the keyboard changes are not enough. I really wanted a dramatic refresh, and according to Ming-Chi Kuo, that won't be the case, at least not now. According to his most recent report, Apple will be delaying their mini LED roadmap due to the pandemic. The mini LED panels were supposed to begin mass production in Q3, Q4 of 2020, and Q1 of 2021, but he claims that they will suffer heavy delays. However, he does say that investors shouldn't be worried because mini LEDs will be a key technology for Apple's future, and that they will promote this for the next 5 years. So this short-term schedule delay won't affect them in the long run. We're expecting a new 12.9-inch iPad Pro with an A14X chip and this mini LED display in Q3, as well as the new 16-inch MacBook Pro in Q4, also with this technology. And he also hints to a 14.1 MacBook Pro with no details on dates for it, and around a 300% growth in mini LEDs in 2021 and 2022, forcing even the competition to launch mini LED products. So yeah, we're seeing mini LEDs already in the most high-end TVs. I really like them. That TCL 8 series is fantastic. But yeah, let us know in the comments down below, even if it's not Apple, have you held back from buying anything lately because of all the delays? I mean, you were probably looking out for some product by end of year that usually happens, and now you're like, well, maybe it's not a good idea. And obviously the economy's problems are another issue why people are holding back. But let us know in the comments if there's anything you've been thinking twice about, because in my case, I'm going to be fully honest, I do need a new MacBook Pro. I live by these things in addition to a new iPad, but if it's going to be just a minor refresh with a spec bump, I feel that it's just not worth it considering the age of these products and these designs. But that's just me. Leave us a comment down below. We'd love to know your opinion. Friends, again, if you want to get the news earlier, follow us on Pocketnow.com and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. Also follow us on social media as our extended coverage happens on Instagram, and follow me on my personal handles to see me stay at home and enjoy the rain. Please give this video a thumbs up if you like what you saw. I'm Jaime Rivera. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow.